Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our Friday show. It is our Go F.O.C. Yourself show, the show where we talk about all of the things coming up on Final Order Cutoff. My name is Brandon. Danica is at the store right now, getting you all that good stuffs into your face. It's been an interesting day. Had a good time delivering some big batch of graphic novels to a local library, school library, and they're very happy with our curation, which is really cool. Just so folks know, if y'all have kids in school, let them know that Variant Edition takes care of school libraries. We get them a really good deal. Have them contact us, comics@variantedmonton.com. Folks are apparently very happy with our curation. So we tailor it to the audience and what the folks are looking for and what their budgets are looking for. So have them contact us. We can hook them up with all that good stuff. So I did one of those deliveries today. Got some groceries and came home in time enough to do a little bit of editing on a thing. And I don't think I've eaten today yet. So I might try and go through this one a little quick because I'm a bit hungry. So with that in mind, let's get this screen shared. What we got? All right. Maybe we start with DC, mostly because this window is open. Brandon, where did you hide the window? There we are. We've got a bunch of cool things. We've got the third volume of The Absolute Swamp Thing from Alan Moore. Definitely let us know if you want that. We're usually pretty robust on our volume 1s, but by volume 3, it's more of a, if you want it, we can get it for you type of situation. These have been absolutely gorgeous because the previous ones actually have like a little bit of a fuzz on them. And they're just giant. It's really cool. And this will get you the last batch of Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. They do come in a lot more affordable volumes in softcover, for those wondering. We have the second issue of Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries. The Joker's here. I'm actually kind of excited about this series and how it's going to play out. They're all fairly self-contained. They have been on digital first, which has been nice to read. And the first one is not out yet for those of you wondering, like, hey, where's my thing? We also have Batman Catwoman number 5. Am I doing this right? Yeah, I'm doing this right. I was like, man, that seems like a long ways in the future. No. That's just the way that we do this. Folks are looking for the Phantasm, and that's where they're at. Batman the Detective is got their second issue. Now, Lunar is also doing Scout, which we will have to ignore for the time being because we're not with Lunar. We just use this as the easiest way to get you the information of what's coming out. But in the future, hopefully, we'll be able to utilize this as an outlet to get Scout books on Final Order Cutoff instead of on initial orders, which is what's been happening. Hey, Simone. Nice seeing you here. And all right, Doy. The Challenge of the Super Sons. Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne are teaming up again, hanging out with each other with Peter Tomasi doing the writing. So folks who enjoyed that series before, it's the same writer, giving you some more of that good stories. Fourth World by John Byrne Omnibus. It's the Jack Kirby characters as reimagined by John Byrne through a few different series. The first issue of Future State Gotham is coming out. This continues the story of basically the future state Gotham that we all saw during Future State. It is slightly dystopian. It is a group of people hunting down vigilantes, and there's some mysteries at play, including what the Red Hood is actually up to, because he has seemed to have thrown his weight in with the fascist state that is hunting down vigilantes. But is that what he's really doing? We'll actually find out. And another interesting part, because it's got Giannis Miligianis doing the art. He is outstanding. But I like this little bit here. Featuring the entire cast of the popular Future State Batman titles, this new series kicks off the next chapter in this forbidding world of tomorrow, and does so in brilliant monochromatic storytelling. This black and white series will showcase the brutal world that's around the corner in Future State Gotham. So it's going to have a lot of the Akira feel that Giannis was applying with his Future State storytelling. I really like that. Very excited about that. There is the Future State Next Batman volume coming out. This will get you the next Batman story, as well as some stories from Dark Detective 1-4 and a Future State Nightwing 1-2. There was some backups, and that's where some of those backups will be included. They're kind of doing a bit of a mix and match. Third Joker series is going to come out. The second one is coming out this week. We are already getting lots of requests because there is apparently a new villain being introduced, the Daughter of Bane. So folks who want to make sure that they have that, if you bought issue 1, you will see number 2 in your file. You don't have to take that book. But that's how we try and protect our customers from speculators. Making sure that you're getting the story that you want, instead of just like letting folks cannibalize what we get in. Turns out it's a problem that a lot of these other stores have been happening, or a lot of these other stores have been having. Speculators will come in, eat up their shelf copies, and then their regular customers don't get to read the story, and then they don't read the book. So we are proactive about how we do our books and our files, making sure that an issue 2 might appear in your file, even though you might not have asked for it. Not to force you into buying it, but to give you the opportunity to. And 1, it's because we want you to actually read the story that we feel like you'll enjoy. And 2, the end result truly is a person who loves the story will read issue 10 or the first volume or the second volume. If they're doing graphic novels, they'll continue on. A person just buying to speculate and flip, that's 1. So I would rather all y'all stick around instead of some ding-dongs popping in every now and then, doing a thing and disappearing like a bunch of dorks. Justice League Last Ride is a new story by Chip Zdarsky and Miguel Mendonça. Once the most powerful group in the world, the Justice League was destroyed by tragedy and time, disbanding under a veil of mistrust and anger. Now, on the eve of the universe's greatest murder trial, the Justice League must come together one last time. But can Superman and Batman bury the past before the cosmos' greatest villains bury them? Learn the shocking truth in this new digital first adventure by writer Chip Zdarsky and artist Miguel Mendonça. I'm very excited about this. Chip has talked about this one on some previous podcasts about the somewhat freedom that he gets in being able to not tell a Justice League story that's tethered to continuity, because you can kind of pick your biggest hits and be a bit more malleable of where the story's going. So very excited about that. The Superman Red and Blue series continues. It's an anthology series with some great creators attached, and the Wonder Woman series from Becky Cloonan and company is also still continuing on. All right, let's get to some Diamond stuff. We're up at Image Comics. A lot of things continuing. with the return of Die, one of our absolute favorite books. Die is the simplest way to it's basically a group of kids play this game, get sucked into the world. A bunch of them pop out a while later. One of the kids is missing. They refuse to talk about it. And truthfully, they can't talk about it. Literally. Then something happens and they have to go back into the world. And their friend runs it. And it gets pretty dark. It's absolutely gorgeous. All of the art is by Stephanie Hans, who you see doing this cover here. And it's a wonderful book. This is the start of the last arc because it's going to go for 20 issues. 20-sided Die. Kieran Gillen loves that kind of thing. And yeah, it's real freaking good. The Good Asian is coming out. I'm extremely excited about this. If you haven't read a graphic novel called Infidel by Pornsak Pechote, it is the best horror comic that I've ever read. Full stop. It's basically like Get Out if the fears were more based in sort of post 9/11 fears. And the imagery that the artist on that book, Aaron Campbell, kind of drew out was absolutely outstanding. Shook me to my core. This is his follow-up in comics. He used to be an editor for Vertigo, and now he's telling stories of his own, very deliberate stories of his own. It's a long-awaited follow-up to critically acclaimed Infidel with stunning art. Alexandre Tefengi. I am horrible at these names. I need to learn stuff. Following Edison Hark, a haunted, self-loathing Chinese-American detective on the trail of a killer in 1936 Chinatown, The Good Asian is Chinatown noir, starring the first generation of Americans to come of age under an immigration ban. The Chinese, as they're besieged by rampant murders, abusive police, and a world that seemingly never changes. We have some quotes at the bottom here from folks like Cliff Chang, James Tynion IV, and Brian Azzarello. Got some good stuff there. There's the first issue of Hey Kids Comics by a writer and artist. Folks might know that we don't say the names of writers and artists who have participated in various forms of abuse. This one is more of sort of like a relishing in, say, the harm to LGBTQ communities. Not great, but a classic story telling a person in the comics industry. So he gets to do more stuff. This is another one of his stories about the history of the comics industry itself. Very fascinating topic for me. I have read the first book. Talented. But yeah, icky. But for those of you who, like myself, can kind of have the privilege to consume content sometimes that you can divorce from a problematic person, it is a good series. If you're interested in some of the weirder, darker history of the comics industry itself. Simone, oh my goodness, you would love Infidel. If the internet, if the stream went a little gross for a while there, it looks like it was because I pulled out the internet cord that keeps things going smooth. Yeah, it's going to be something that you enjoy quite a bit. Homesick Pilots Volume 1 is coming out. This is one of Danica's absolute favorite series on the stands right now. In the summer of 1994, a haunted house walks across California. Inside is Ami, lead singer of a high school punk band who's been missing for weeks. How did she get there? What do these ghosts want? And does this mean the band has to break up? Expect 3-chord songs and big bloody action as Power Rangers meets The Shining. Brackets, yes, really. And as writer Dan Waters and Casper Wingard delve into the horrors of misspent youth. We also have La Mano del Destino from Jay Gonzo. Jay Gonzo is a person that I've heard on podcasts for years now, telling extremely, extremely fun, wild lucha libre stories. La Mano del Destino tells the tale of a once champion luchador who, after being betrayed by his friends and unmasked in the ring, agrees to a Faustian bargain with a mysterious promoter. He gains a new power and the identity of La Mano del Destino in order to exact revenge upon his betrayers. Set in a swanky 1960s Mexico, where lucha libre is intrinsically woven into all aspects of society, this tale winds its way through the machinations and motivations of all types who inhabit this unique setting. Can La Mano del Destino get his revenge while remaining the champion he knows himself to be? Mesoamerican myth, Silver Age storytelling, and high-flying lucha libre action converge to tell this epic story of vengeance and destiny. I am definitely going to read this because all of these single issues that it lists here, number 1 to 6, they were self-published. Dude did it through his own Steam, and I keep hearing great things from people who were able to get their hands on it. Nocturne number 2 is getting a second printing. We still do have a chunk of first printings at the store if you are so interested. The third issue is coming out on the same day. Savage Dragon 259 is also doubling as North Force number 0 because that is where the team is introduced, and it is a little column A, a little column B. This reworks this story to actually be more about North Force and shift the focus a little bit with a little bit of rearranging. So it's very interesting the way they do that, but it's a new creator-owned Canadian super team. Silver Coin is getting a second printing. I know a lot of people who will be very excited about that. And Sunstone Volume 7 is on its way. That's a huge deal for folks in our store. Sunstone follows the story of the first 5 follow the story of 2 young women. One of them just sort of starting to enter in the BDSM community, and the series is a lot about the self-care and them being dorks, and it's wonderfully touching, and the story of those 2 characters is amazing. The Mercy volumes, which start in volume 6 and go to this volume 7, take some of the other characters and explore their lives. And yeah, it's been huge in our community. I think partly because we don't make people feel icky about it. I remember the difference between selling Sunstone in Wizards when I used to work there and selling Sunstone at Variant Edition, and the feel is very different. A lot of the people who were buying it at Wizards kind of made me feel gross for selling it to them. Like their fascination was a little unhealthy. And like everyone's got their own thing. But they didn't feel like they're approaching the subject matter in a positive way. And that's one of the things that I love about what we've built with Variant Edition, is this accepting community that is sex positive and additive and just in all ways, not just like sex positive, right? But just a positive community. It makes me happy that we can even be a part of something like that. Alrighty. Getting into some Dark Horse. The newest Beast of Burden series is continuing. Dead Dog's Bite is continuing. Absolutely one of my favorite comics happening right now because it is super weird. We just finished watching Parks and Rec. I think it's our second full watch through. And the Dead Dog's Bite reminds me of what if sort of that Pawnee style of small town got filtered through weird Coen Brothers crime stuff. It was really good. You also have, for those of you who are looking for more content from the Orville, Dark Horse is continuing their 2-issue miniseries, telling some in-between stories from the crew. We got Goosebumps, Secrets of the Swamp. The Goosebumps graphic novels are really good, new stories for all ages. So if you have a kid that likes some spookums and you want to get a hit of that sweet 90s nostalgia, this Goosebumps series is a good place to do that. We also have a new Judge Dredd graphic novel from Brandon M. Easton and Kai Zama. Justice Academy dropout Matthias Lincoln always survived by sublegal means, but after uncovering a vast conspiracy, he finds himself pursued by the legendary lawman Judge Dredd. Get ready for a street-level look at justice in Mega City 1 as one person fights to expose the darkest secrets of the rich and powerful in a thrilling mystery set against the backdrop of media manipulation and social unrest. While on the job for a rich client, Justice Academy dropout, and well, it's doing that again. It's saying the thing. Makes a horrific discovery. Children are disappearing, and the conspiracy stretches from the wastes of the cursed earth all the way to the halls of power in Mega City 1. I love Judge Dredd for telling stories about the garbage stuff that we're up to, but recontextualizing it so that it's palatable. Tasty. DC, we've already done. They're continuing with the Amazing Spider-Man collections in Omnibus. I believe Volume 5 is a new one that was not collected before, and I know a lot of people are very excited for that. I want to tell people that Marvel has been very tight with their Omnibus print runs, so let us know if any of these omnibuses are something that you want. We need to know by Sunday. Then we can guarantee you a copy. If we don't know by then we can't exactly guarantee you a copy. Sometimes Diamond just doesn't have the stock and they do not refill it, which sucks a lot. It's a good thing that we're not going to use them for much longer. Well, except to get this for Marvel. I don't like Diamond. I don't like Diamond at all. They're jerks. I'm very hungry. Carnage, Black, White, and Blood second printing is coming out with a Gleason cover. Probably a recovered one of his sort of webhead versions. We'll probably see that later. But interesting here, issue 3 is going to have a Kevin Eastman cover, which is going to be really cool for folks who like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Big Toothy Stabby Boys. Heroes Reborn is going to be starting soon. This is a very fast Marvel crossover book that's going to affect a lot of characters. You're going to see a lot of versions and one-shots as people that we recommend as to the characters that you enjoy seeing. But this is very specifically about a world without Avengers. Welcome to a world where Tony Stark never built an Iron Man armor, where Thor is a hard-drinking atheist who despises hammers, where Wakanda is dismissed as a myth, and where Captain America was never found in the ice because there were no Avengers to find him. Instead, this world has been protected by Earth's mightiest heroes, the Squadron Supreme of America. And now the Squadron faces an attack from one of their fiercest enemies, like Dr. Juggernaut, the Black Skull, the Silver Witch, and Thanos, with his Infinity Rings. But why is the Daywalker Blade the one man alive who seems to remember that the entire world has somehow been reborn? An interesting take, and we will see how that unfurls. This is essentially a big Avengers story. So folks who are getting Avengers, it's Jason Aaron. He's writing the whole thing. It is your next Avengers arc that it will be happening. So you might be seeing that on your file. We will hopefully have already asked you if you want that title in place of your Avengers book. It is coming out weekly for 2 months, basically. So it is a big ask. And there's a lot of covers. So if there's a specific cover you want, definitely let us know as well. So many. That's just like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 that are open to order, and there's also incentives. It's a big book. What else? I know some folks who will be excited for a Loki Omnibus, featuring a lot of those stories. I think we might have talked about it before, but it's a mix of his first appearances going all the way through into the future. There's a bunch of these that are being reprinted, as you can see, from the older codes. 17, 18. So stuff that will be back in print that they're looking for some initial numbers on. There's also Star Wars Bounty Hunters Alpha Director's Cut and Star Wars Bounty Hunters Alpha. It's a story that's going to be going through all of the Star Wars books, or affecting all the Star Wars books. This is going to be a side series itself, so you can read that and be good, or you can add your flavors to what you want. The Star Wars comic event you've been waiting for, the notorious bounty hunter Boba Fett, has finally landed in his grand prize, Han Solo, frozen in carbonite for easy transport. Fett will bring the smuggler to Tatooine to collect the massive bounty placed on Solo's head by the fearsome crime lord Jabba the Hutt. Sounds easy. What could go wrong? Nothing is the answer. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Hey, you know when you're just walking around in the real world and you think to yourself, oh my God, the situation, what could possibly go wrong? That's a thing you should really say out loud all the time, always. Is it me, or is the preview world screen not changing? I don't know. Scroll. And if I click on this, it looks like it's changing over here, or what I'm seeing on my end. But if it's not, let me know. Thanos Quest. It's Thanos. He's on a quest, doing his stuff. Oh, wild. I have no idea what's going on there. Okay. Well, it's showing me all the things over here. Well, let's see what happens when I do this. Try this again. Technology sucks. Y'all seeing this screen? Is it happening? I hope it is. Thanos Quest Marvel Tales is a reprint of Thanos Quest. I know a lot of people have been looking for this. And this is a nice, cheap way to get it into your face. And yeah, the classic Thanos story by Jim Starlin and Ron Lim. People who worked on an Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, they're reprinting the X-Men by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee Omnibus. That's good, because they shorted us our copies. And a customer was not pleased about that. Thankfully, they were very understanding, but it sucked and I hated it. Glad that this is working now. If anything like that happens, again, please definitely let us know. Because on my end, what I was seeing was it all scrolling and being like nothing was wrong. So that sucks that it wasn't, and I hate it. Almost just in time for us to be done. Oh yeah. There's a new Invincible Red Sonja book from Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. If you like those flavors together, welp, you got yourself a story to read. Oh, and it looks like you can get a signed copy of the oversized Gail Simone Red Sonja. That's pretty cool. I actually like that. She had a great run on that book. There's a 4th printing of Berserker coming out. The 3rd printing was allocated. The 2nd printing was allocated. This one probably will be allocated for folks who are looking for it. Let us know as soon as possible, and we will see what we can do for you. The 1st issue of Eve is coming out. For fans of Undiscovered Country and Little Bird, comes an adventure series from the award-winning author Victor Laval and rising star artist Zhou Mi Wang. I probably did that really wrong. About a dangerous journey across a future dystopian America to save the world. When the ice caps melted, most of humanity was lost to the hidden disease that was released. Now, a mysterious girl named Eve has awoken in secret and must deal with a world that is nothing like the virtual reality she was raised in. In order to save her real father, Eve must embark on a deadly quest across the country, but she has no idea the threats that await her or the price she will pay to restore the life to a dying planet. This is something that I've heard brought up a few times before, when everyone's like, "Oh, I'm almost glad this pandemic's over." As this brings up, global warming is melting some ice caps, and inside those ice caps are almost definitely some diseases that we have not dealt with since those were trapped in ice. So we all need a level of preparedness. Yay! I'm super fun today. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Willow graphic novel is coming out. This was written by Mariko Tamaki, art by Natasha Bustos. No more Sunnydale, no more Scooby Gang, no more Willow. After everything and everyone she lost to the Hellmouth, Willow is leaving Sunnydale behind for a new world that promises to help you prioritize your true self. But Willow soon learns that all is not as it seems, and if your true self isn't what this place thinks it should be, well, don't worry, they'll help you get there by any means necessary. A really great series. It also coincides with the current Buffy the Vampire series that is reimagining the series from the ground up, powered by Jordi Belair. Really takes all of the old tropes of the old show and reimagines them in a lot more progressive and awesome ways. I highly recommend that series if you like Buffy at all. The Many Deaths of Lila Starr. The 1st issue is not out yet, but there is a 2nd printing on the way. Folks who are looking for that kind of stuff, let us know, because we don't tend to order 2nd printings until we know what we sold of the 1st printing. But issue 2 will be out on this F.O.C. as well. The regular edition of We Only Find Them When They're Dead is out. We still have a lot of copies of the direct-to-market exclusive version. Those tend to go out of print real quick, so very happy we have that. And Wind Volume 1 is coming out in softcover. The hardcover has not come out yet, but apparently is also being allocated because requests for it exceeded demand. Also, issue 6 of 5 of the Wind series is coming out. Diamond, you ding-dongs. It's the 2nd arc. Wind is ongoing now. You can read it. It's great. To talk about the series a bit more, Wind lives a quiet life in Pipetown, working at the local tavern, out of sight in the secret rooms beneath the floorboards, often stealing away to catch glimpses of the son of the castle's groundkeeper as he works. But Wind also has a secret: magical blood betrayed by his pointy ears, forbidden within the city limits. Joined by his best friend Oakley and Thorn, the groundkeeper's son, Wind's strange dreams and an encounter with the city guard send him on the most dangerous adventure he could imagine, where Wind will discover the magic in the world around him and, most importantly, the magic within himself. This is an all-ages book from James Tynion IV and his partner in doing The Woods, a really good intersectional LGBTQ version of Lord of the Flies in space. a really great series, but his partner there, Michael Delianis, is working on this one, and he is very talented. In other graphic novels and various bits and bobs, we have, that's funny, a book about Arsenal, the soccer club, for those who like them some soccer and want a soccer comic. Sorry, football. Whoa. I'm getting in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble from folk. The bite-sized graphic novel is out. This is basically, well, I'll just describe it. When two young siblings excitedly unwrap their final Christmas present, they discover toy robots unlike anything they've ever seen before, and with good reason. What the kids and their parents don't know is that their quaint suburban home just became the beachhead for these self-aware bots that have begun to explore the outside world. And when one of the bots breaks bad, it's going to take a Christmas miracle to stop him. So basically like a robot Gremlins. I will go with that. Captain Canuck Season 0, written by, or at least co-written by, Jay Baruchel. Wild. Tells basically the origin story of Captain Canuck. This has been a long time coming out. I know a couple customers who are going to be really excited about this and will also not believe me that it's actually coming out because of how long it takes Chapter House to do freaking anything. Very exciting to see Brandon Sanderson's Dark One, co-written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. This is an original graphic novel, did not come out in single issues. There was a teaser of it for Free Comic Book Day. It says, visions of a dark and fantastic world haunt Paul Tennyson. But when he discovers there are prophecies from Mirandus, a world in which he's destined to become a fearsome destroyer, he'll have to embrace the fear, rise up as the Dark One, and shatter everything. So y'all like some Brandon Sanderson? He's got new stuff to go inside your face. Eat in one shot. It's an oversized story from Cullen Bunn and Delbert Talajic, a tattoo artist. Niles lives his life in kind of a daze. Minute after minute, he muddles through the repetitive moments of his job, his life, and his guilt. All that changes when Eden walks through the doors of the tattoo shop. She's looking for something different, and she finds it with Niles. But Eden is a woman surrounded by deep mysteries, not the least of which is how and why her new tattoos vanish after only a few days. As Niles learns more about Eden, he is driven to fathomless depths of both love and horror. A prestige format, one shot, featuring top creative talent. Eden is a harrowing horror romance conceived and written by Cullen Bunn, with art by Delbert Talajic and colored by Valentina Ricci. Be prepared to accompany the notions of love, creation, and heartbreak to terrifying places. The final season of Kaiju Max is coming out. Kaiju Max is a wonderful series, a wonderfully dark series. It looks very cartoony. It is basically a kaiju prison drama with all of the trappings. It gets a little dark. It's still very funny. One of my favorite bits is the training yard where the treadmill has tiny buildings on it. But the heart and sadness in this book is, it hurts. It hurts so much. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, from Garth Ennis and Goran Sudzuka. They have worked together on Punisher Max stuff and a few other things. They're working here on a creator-owned book. She's Marjorie Finnegan. She's a temporal criminal. What more do you need to know? Oh, all right then. All Marge wants to do is race up and down the time lane, stealing every shiny, gleamy, pretty, sparkly she can lay her hands on. But her larcenous trail from the Big Bang to the 95th Reich. Whoa, I don't like that, Sam. I don't like that. 95 Reichs? Good Lord. Has drawn the beady eye of Temporal PD, whose number one deputy marshal is now hard on our heroine's trail and taking things extremely personally. Worse still, Marge's worthless creep of an ex and his even scummier partner have seen an angle of their own in all of this, and now intend to use her time tech to change history for their own benefit. Marge's only ally? A guy named Tim, and he's just a head. I mean, come on. What's the use of a head? I don't know. Not a whole lot of use. Jim's attacking a bag that I left. I'm hoping that's okay. We will find out soon enough. Some more Rick and Morty stuff's coming out. Been very popular with folks who like Rick and Morty. It is pitch. All of the Oni press comics that they've done is pitch perfect to the show. I haven't visited that show in quite some time, but holy heck, did it feel like I was watching one of those. The We Live Volume 1 is coming out. This one was huge, and then speculators abandoned it because they weren't reading it because they're dumb. But it is wonderful. The year is 2084, and the world has changed, racked by calamities and crawling with monsters. The last remaining humans face a dangerous existence, and now the Earth has been sent a message from the deepest reaches of space, a dark countdown to the extinction of all humanity. But there is hope. 5,000 children will be rescued by these mysterious message senders. This is the journey of Hototo, one of the 5 lucky thousand, but only after his teenage sister Tala can safely deliver him to the nearest beacon before time runs out. We Live is a world of violence and beauty, a unique tale of an apocalypse as told by Inaki Miranda and Roy Miranda that invites both dread and hope. And it collects the first story arc. Where Are You, Leopold? In Plain Sight is coming out from Humanoids. It is an all-ages story. Leopold is just an ordinary, everyday kid who can turn himself invisible. After months of torment, Leopold's sister, Celine, is finally having some success, turning him away from the pranks and mischief and towards heroism. But when the two of them find themselves stuck at their grandparents' farm on vacation, aboard Leopold's scheme to free a bunch of captive animals spins wildly out of control, sending the entire town after his costumed alter ego, Super Leo. Join Leopold and Celine as they scramble to undo Leo's mess and restore order to their grandparents' village before Super Leo's secret identity is exposed. It'll be a little fun little snack, fun little treat. Second volume of Year Zero is out. This is a more world-mindful version of, say, a Walking Dead. I really enjoyed it, and I think you might enjoy it too. Juan Jose Reap actually does the art for this, and he is the one who did the art for this week's Tankers. It's very cool. And I think that's it. Goodness gracious, Diamond, you're just getting to this? We've had this book in store for like 2 months. Good Lord, you are bad at this. That's the way to end it. All right, folks. Thank you all for watching. I'm very hungry. I'm going to get some more actual food inside my face. We will talk to you again on Monday for real this time because it is not a holiday. And we will be talking about pop culture at 3:10 p.m. Then Tuesday, we're back with our new releases show at 8:10. And then Thursday, 9:10 is when we will be talking about our best of the week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Margaret. Yes, it's going to be good. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be good. All right. Love to you all, and we will see you all again soon. Bye.